Now, let me give you context because what you're probably thinking is, oh, we're going to get into vulnerability, and guys are allowed to be, the ladies out there and say guys are allowed to be vulnerable. Yeah, I know. I get it. On paper, anyway. I get all that. Okay. But let me give you a context. Premature emotional availability. In other words, allowing the woman to know and hear how you're feeling emotionally about her, know exactly what you think about her, taking away all the mystery and removing all doubt, like in the honeymoon phase where you're just getting to know someone, and the consequences of doing that. So if it's a girl that you really like and you think it's going to behoove you to tell her that you really like her and in what way and how you feel about her and what you're thinking every moment of the day, and overextend yourself and become too available and remove the mystery, remove the doubt. If you think that's going to help you, gentlemen, young men out there, I got news for you. You'd be wrong. Hello, sexies. Yeah, you. I'm looking at you. You're right there. Hottie. Unless you're a dude, then I got that wrong. Welcome to the Danger Lounge, where all your dreams come true, and every day is Saturday night. We're going to toss around a few subjects, a few golden nuggets, if you will, into the Danger Lounge. And as always, if you like the material, brings you any sort of value, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell so you always know. I can keep you updated with Flirting with Danger segments and everything La Dolce Vita. Living life is art, creativity, socializing, travel. Living life is art, philosophy, things that make life worth living. Beautiful nouns, people, places, and things. So let's get to it, shall we? I got a good one for you today. Okay, look, I know I always say that the material I'm bringing to your attention is good, but gentlemen, this is for you specifically, right? And if you don't know this, you will. If you're in the dating world at all, if you deal with women at all, if you love women like I do, you will find yourself in this situation if you're having any experience whatsoever, and it's not pleasant. It's not even something that you. Here's the sad truth. Let me just take a drink because this is going to require it. The sad truth is this, and I don't want to undercut my own video, but it begs to be said. I can tell you what I'm about to tell you, and you're going to say that makes sense. You're going to own it intellectually. Maybe you'll say you're full of shit, which is also very possible. But every guy that has some experience on here is going to agree with you, or me, rather. I can tell you this until I'm blue in the face in every way, shape, or form. I can skywrite it. I can have a parade. I can have cheerleaders and ring girls. It doesn't matter how you receive this information. You're still doomed to experience it anyway. Because what we're about to dive into, gentlemen, it's not exactly our forte. And this is emotions and expressing ourselves emotionally, our vulnerabilities to a woman. But let me give you a context. This video is going to be called Premature Emotional Availability. Not to be confused, I'm with premature ejaculation. You didn't think I would go there? You think I was above that? You'd be wrong. Now, let me give you context because what you're probably thinking is, oh, we're going to get into vulnerability, and guys are allowed to be, the ladies out there and say guys are allowed to be vulnerable. Yeah, I know. I get it. On paper, anyway. I get all that. Okay. But let me give you a context. Premature emotional availability. In other words, allowing the woman to know and hear how you're feeling emotionally about her, know exactly what you think about her, taking away all the mystery and removing all doubt, like in the honeymoon phase where you're just getting to know someone, and the consequences of doing that. So if it's a girl that you really like and you think it's going to behoove you to tell her that you really like her and in what way and how you feel about her and what you're thinking every moment of the day, and overextend yourself and become too available and remove the mystery, remove the doubt. If you think that's going to help you, gentlemen, young men out there, I got news for you. You'd be wrong. As always, I encourage you, men, to look at the dating world, the social dynamics, the sexual marketplace, if you will, your relationship with women, not as you want it to be, not idealistically, but in the way it actually is in everyday life. Now, if you grew up like a lot of us did, even as kids of the 80s, 90s, whatever, and you watched Disney videos, right, and you bought into that like so many of us did, you probably had some bad experiences growing up. You had to learn the hard way. Now, hopefully you had some mentors out there, an older brother, older cousins, some uncles, friends, somebody that could be like, don't watch that shit. Because it's not what we talk about this all the time. And ladies, you know this is true. It's not what you say you want on paper that's going to get you the girl, guys. It's what they respond to in real life that's going to get you the girl. Because if it were the case, every nice guy in the world would have a beautiful, respectful, loyal woman. Is that the case? I'd hate to rest my case so early in this conversation, but I got more. Who gets the women typically? Is it the nice guys? I think not. No, it's emotionally unavailable men, isn't it? You know, I hate to say I told you so. So let's say we have a clone. We got two Jims. The two Jims. You got Jim 1. Jim 1 is an emotional nice guy. Jim 1 tells his love interest that she's special in the first, let's say, a couple months or so. How special she is. How special she is to him. Compliments her all the time. Sounds wonderful. I want to do that. That sounds lovely. Becomes emotionally vulnerable to her. Is doing all the things that he would see in the Notebook or a Disney movie. All right. You got that? You got the guy? You know the guy I'm talking about. There's a plethora of guys like this. Okay. Now, Jim number 2 does none of that shit. Okay. Same girl, same scenario, same DNA, all of it. Jim 2 doesn't reveal a lot about his feelings. She doesn't quite know how he feels about her. Not quite. There's some doubt there. Leaves a little bit of mystery. Now they have great conversations. Maybe they have great sex. He's nice enough to her. He compliments her occasionally. Yeah, but he also teases her, banters, flirts. They enjoy each other's company, but none of that emotional availability or vulnerability right away. She has to do a little bit of work. She's got to do some digging. And when she asks him about certain things, he'll reveal a little bit, but he's kind of vague and, makes her work for it a little bit. Who do you think, pray tell, has the better chance, Jim 1 or Jim 2 at the love interest? Now, Jim 2, the reason why he doesn't behave this way is because he has his emotions under control. He might really like her, might really, really like her, but he can't let her know that. I know that sounds terrible, right? Because we really want to. And on paper, we all want to do this. But fight the urge. Men, fight the urge. Once she gets to the point where she has feelings for you, and she starts to be able to reveal some of those things, well, then you can start to let some of those things come out as well. I know it sounds like a game, but unfortunately, dating is a game. You can either win or you can lose if somebody's willing to play it. Your choice. If you're a young guy, I'll get on your level here. I mean, this is a royal mind fuck, isn't it? Right? Because you want to, right? If you have feelings for a woman, you're told your whole life, be vulnerable. Tell her how she makes you feel. Tell her how you want to be a better person because of her. Tell her how every time you see her, you get excited. And you can to some degree. But if you ever extend yourself, and that's all perception, by the way, you got no control over how she perceives that, you are going to remove some of the attraction for yourself. I know, it doesn't make any sense, right? And ladies, by the way, we don't like it either. Okay, we don't like the fact that we have to be this way, right? But don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Because here's the thing. I know as a man, in the first, say, 3 months or so, or during the courting situation where you're getting to know somebody, you're feeling them out, we know that you must leave some mystery. Do you want to know everything about us? No, you want to unravel the mystery. You want to do a little work. You want to earn it, don't you, ladies? You could be I'm right here. look at me. I know the truth. You want to do a little bit of work. You want to do some digging. You don't want to be told what I think about you. You don't want to hear about how great you are all the time or complimented all the time. You want to have some doubt. Now you may not like it. We don't like it either because we don't feel like we got to play games. But again, if we tell you, we take all the mystery away, what we're thinking about you, and it sucks because we really want to. If you here's the real mind fuck of it all. If you want to know the truth, ladies, okay, and every guy will tell you this. If you find a woman that you're really crazy about, because that's what ladies, you want the guy to tell you this. The funny thing is that you'll have the girls that you don't really care that much about. I mean, they might be beautiful, they might be gorgeous, they might be smart, they might be sexy in their own way, but for whatever reason, you're not crazy about them. Those are the girls you'll attract like crazy. But every guy will tell you, it's always the girl that you really are crazy about, that you really like, that is the hardest to get. And the reason why is because, in fact, rarely you'll get that girl. And the reason why is it doesn't matter how good looking you are and how much status you have, because you will tend to, it's hard for you to hide how much you like her in the first, before she has feelings, before she is mutually invested in you. And then what happens is she becomes less attracted to you because you're trying too hard and you can't help it because you really like her. It just comes out. You're wearing your emotions on your sleeve and you try to hide it and it makes it worse. And then you know that you're breaking your own rules, but it doesn't seem to matter. You do it anyway. And then it's all crashing and burning. And that sucks. And then it leaves you not only sad because but you know that you broke the rules, and that's what you get as a consequence. And you want to believe the idealism. You want to believe the Disney story that I can tell her this, and that's somehow going to endear her to me, or all the way around. Me endear her to her. That's not the case, unfortunately. So that's the mind fuck, guys. You want to do it, but those are the girls you rarely get because you end up trying too hard and you end up screwing it up. You become impatient. You start pushing. You start becoming irrational because, by definition, emotions, when you're emotional about somebody, particularly at the very beginning, which is the context in which I'm speaking, you're going to behave irrationally. You're going to behave atypical of your normal, great, seductive, attractive behaviors that you would normally exhibit with women that don't solicit the type of emotional response you would normally get, right? So that, it sucks, but what are you going to do? So you always have to find ways to control your emotions and be stoic even when you don't feel like it. When you want to shout from the rooftop how much you like a woman, you can't do it. You can't. You can. I mean, don't listen to me. See if it works out for you. Try it and see what happens. You're going to do it anyway. It doesn't matter what I say. I just told you this. It's clear. I'm not saying you can't be emotionally vulnerable with a woman who already loves you, who cares about you. It's mutual. She's telling you the things, you're telling her things, you're slowly revealing yourself. I'm speaking about the context in which you're just getting to know her. You're taking the mystery away. She knows what you think about her. You told her how special she is. Too quickly. So how do you gauge that? I'm glad you asked. You gauge that because you have to have confirmation that she feels that way about you first, and not just confirmation verbally, but what are her actions? Is she showing it? If she doesn't do both of those things, you cannot, unless you want to blow it up, you cannot take the chance. Because what's the upside to it? What's the upside? You're going to lose in that scenario, no? So what do you have to do? You have to wait and be patient until she likes you enough that she can't control it anymore. And that sounds like game playing. It does, right? But don't hate the player, hate the game. I don't particularly find it great that we have to do this as men, but that is the law of attraction. That is what actually works. It's not what we want it to be. I wish it were the opposite way. I wish we could all be nice guys to women. That would be wonderful in an ideal world. Unfortunately, they do not respond to that. So if you have a girl that you really like, gentlemen, do you not want her to be attracted to you? So if you're one of those guys, one of those nice guys, idealistic and hasn't been jaded yet, supposedly, you might say to yourself or say to me, cuss at the screen right now and say, yeah, not all women are like that. That's something you'll hear a lot. Or you're playing games and I don't want to play games. Well, I got news for you. Everybody's playing games. Why? Because you're always trying to improve your position. Always, you're trying to make it better for the other person. Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing too. If you don't play games, some other guy is, and he's going to get the girl that you care about, and that's really going to suck. That really sucks. So unfortunately, you might be doing the better. You might be being a better man, but she's not going to know that, right? And you are going to be emasculated. So if you really like a woman, if you really like her, you cannot show her that because you care about her and you want to be in a better position with her. You want her to be attracted to you. No, because you like her. Well, then play the game then. I'm not saying that you're playing games to be manipulative. That's not, you just want the outcome to be, what are you going to do? What's the alternative? Not play the game and then be crushed? And I know in an idealistic world, you don't have to do that. I get that. But I'm telling you what actually works. And once she shows that she actually cares about you the same way you care about her, then you can start to reveal a little bit more. But remember, to give up the mystery, to stop being too vague, to be too emotionally available, too available in general, too early will devastate any potential relationship you have with this woman. So give her the gift, and she doesn't want it either. She might say she does because it's not very comfortable because she doesn't want to feel like she's playing games. But if you give her the gift of being able to ask you questions and unravel the mystery by your own accord, by your own standards, that in itself, you just don't say everything. You don't have to say everything. I'm about to give you gold here. Wait for it. She should be asking you. This is a little sales tip for you. She should be asking you buying questions. She is in a position to ask you where the relationship is going. When you find yourself wondering and asking, and paraphrasing whatever about where the relationship is going, forget about it because you're done. Because you're already in a poor mindset. You're already chasing. If you're in a position where you're chasing, it's a non-starter. Allow her to do some chasing. And any way you're going to allow her to do that is allow her the opportunity and the gift to unravel the mystery. That there's some doubt there for her to solve, to understand, to wrap her brain around it. You should be tempting enough and providing enough teasing and appetizing that she's asking you buying questions. She wants to buy that car, right? And she's going to let you know it. She'll give you clues whatever because she loves the new car smell. She loves the way it handles. Mm-hmm. And she eventually is so emotionally involved with this luxury sedan, this high performance sports car, that she feels compelled to ask buying questions. Well, just in case I wanted to test drive it, do I have to leave my license? Do I have to put any money down? How much money would I have to put down? Just curious. That's what you want. You don't have to be overtly secretive, but you don't have to say everything what you're feeling. You don't have to compliment her every 2 seconds. In fact, don't do that. Leave a little bit of mystery. You don't have to say good morning every morning or good night every night or I'm feeling this way about you or this is how I see you or this is typical nice guy behavior. And while it sounds wonderful and every woman on earth says they want it, they also want a little edge and they also want a guy that's got a backbone and a guy that doesn't have to talk about their feelings all the time and be vulnerable all the time. Now, the exception is, again, when she likes you or knows she has feelings for you. And unless she starts taking it for granted later, then you pull that back again. Does it make sense? Again, it sounds like games, but it's just responding in the moment to what she needs to be attracted to you. You can call it a game if you want, but what's the alternative? And if you still don't believe me, then I want you, and you can write it in the comments section. Give me an example in your life. Gentlemen, I know you'll come through for me, but ladies, I want to hear from you as well. If you think I'm full of shit, then tell me. And I'm not talking about being idealist. I'm talking about in real life. You know, you have girlfriends that don't respond like this, right? Or do respond like this. I know it doesn't sound good to say, but it's true. If you don't agree, then all I ask of you is to think about it. Give me a scenario where it's worked out for you that in the beginning stages of a relationship or an association where you're getting to know somebody and there's the push and the pull and all the fun stuff, the honeymoon period, where you came on too fast, you're too emotionally available, You were telling her about your feelings, how you felt about her. You let her know how special she was to you during the feeling out process. How well did that work for you? Did you find that that really helped? Or did you crash and burn because of it? Or did it not work out in your favor? I'll wait for it. I'm waiting. I'll be over here. Cut off my nose, I think. You get my point. So I close with this. Now that you could not give me a scenario where that actually worked out for you, give your woman that you really care about, that you really want to be in your life. It's not intuitive. It's the opposite. Intuitively, you want to tell her how much she means and how much you like her, even if it's really soon, because you really like her. But that's only going to serve to scare her off. You have to pretend this beautiful woman that you're attracted to, this gorgeous, feminine woman who's smart, sexy. She drives you crazy. You want to talk to her every day. If you don't see her, it drives you nuts, right? You want to tell her how that you want to reveal it to her. Hey, you're driving me nuts. I just want to see you all the time. Right? You want to do that, young man. I know you. I want you to be you. You want to do that. But you have to treat her like a deer, like a fawn. You will scare her off. Think about it. If she's that great, she's got a lot of orbiting guys doing the same thing. And all of them are doing the same impatient, nice guy, pansy behavior. It looks desperate. It feels desperate. And women, if there's something that I do know about women, it's this. They can smell desperation from a mile away. And most guys are desperate in some way, shape, or form. If it's not for sex, it's for companionship, but it's desperate for something. And women, if there's anything they're not attracted to, it is desperation. What are they attracted to? Men that have a lot of options. Because those men, are not desperate, are they? And they like guys that's why I say, if you want a real easy way to keep yourself from feeling too desperate about a certain woman, have a lot of women around. That doesn't sound like, it's not a popular thing to say, and I'll take some flack for that, but I'll stand by that forever, because you'll have perspective. And if you really care about the girl that you care about, you want that perspective because you want her to care about you back, and you want her to be attracted back. Well, how is she going to be attracted to you back if you're cutting off all your options? And therefore you have no perspective. So she becomes the highlight, and you put her on the pedestal quite naturally, because that's human nature. Am I going too fast here? Does any of this make sense? Or do you think I'm just a rambling, stumbling asshole idiot? You can be honest. Anyway, tell me I'm full of shit. That's fine. Put in the comment section. Or if any of that resonates with you, men or ladies out there, please let me know. I would take my advice. I've lived it. Every guy I know has lived that at some level. We've all fucked this up at some point. You're going to fuck. If you haven't fucked it up yet, young man, you're going to fuck it up. I promise you. And it sucks. It's going to suck ass. And you're going to come back to this video and you're going to comment in that section and be like, I know what you're talking about now, man. I get it. But if not, if you say, no, I think you're full of shit, I'm going to play it straight. Then don't say I didn't warn you. But nevertheless, until next time, guys, be safe, not too safe. Live dangerously. Have a damn fine weekend. Ciao.